Hi, I'm Alan Ross, Managing Editor of APC Media. We are here at the 2026 IEEE PES T&D Show. Joshua, it's good to see you again.
It's certainly good to see you, Alan.
All right, you've got, that's a pretty bold statement, #1 U.S.-owned power transformer manufacturer. I know there's a lot of things we're going to talk about, but just talk about this for a minute, because you've got places in here I've never heard of before.
Absolutely, absolutely. The reason why we're touting ourselves as a #1 U.S.-owned power transformer manufacturer is because of the capacity that we currently have, right?
Yeah.
So if you take a look at this map, you can see there are 6 different plants in 5 different cities. Okay, we can start with Chihuahua. Actually same city, but within Chihuahua, city of Chihuahua, we actually have 2 plants.
Okay.
So we call it original plant P1 and then new plant P2. We're not very creative with names.
I know, that's not very good. Your marketing people must have done that.
But it works for us, P1 and P2.
Yeah.
But mostly what they do is they actually make what we call distribution transformer. Okay, so that is basically below 69 kV and then below. Those are pen mount transformers, substation transformer, and dry type transformers, all made in P1 and P2. But also P2 also manufacture what we call medium power transformers. So we categorize power transformer. Definition power transformer is any transformer that is 69 kV and above from a primary voltage side. So this particular is very unique. One plant, but divided in half. One side produces a distribution transformer, and the other side produces power transformer up to 100 MVA to 30 kV. So, and then soon as you go into Roanoke, Virginia, that's where the name Virginia came from. Started in Roanoke, Virginia. Okay, so basically serving Appalachian mining industry. That's how we started 53 years ago. And then that's where we started. So this is where we produce what we call small power transformer, which is basically 10 MVA to 30 MVA on 38 kV. Soon as you go above that, we go to Pocatello, same size as a Chihuahua P2, basically 30 MVA to 100 MVA to 30 kV. And then anything that's now bigger than 100 MVA, now it will go into our Rincon, Georgia plant. Rincon is a suburb of Savannah. Okay,
I was at your, well, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I was at a special event in Rincon
absolutely.
a couple of weeks ago.
Absolutely. So that is our flagship plant that actually produces what we call large power transformer. And then anything above 100 MVA, all the way up to 500 MVA, 500 kV. So that's truly probably very unique plant. There isn't too many of these large power transformer plant currently available in North America at this point. And from a capacity perspective, when I say capacity, manufacturing capacity perspective, we are truly the largest, because although we have other supplier, like European supplier and then some Asian supplier, but they're based in headquarters in other country, and they're bringing transformer into the U.S. So when you truly compare what's coming into the U.S. Versus what we produce, because everything we do is for U.S. and Canada. When you compare capacity, apple-to-apple comparison, we are the largest transformer manufacturer that's serving the U.S. and Canadian markets.
Okay, you put it there, I believe you, and you just explained why. Thank you. Let's move on. I want to see something else.
Absolutely.
So right now in the industry, the biggest problem is people can't get delivery. So you got another statement up here I want you to talk about, that you've got the fastest delivery. Talk a little bit about this, and then walk me over to the shortest lead times.
Absolutely. Ellen, you're absolutely right. There is a crisis brewing in the electrical industry at this point. It's because every electrical project, it could be data center, it could be power plant, it could be oil and gas, it could be renewable, whatever the application is, everything starts with transformer, because without the transformer, you're not going to get power flowing into the whatever the facility people are trying to develop. So the one of the biggest bottleneck, with coming up with the delivery time of transformer is basically starts with design. Think of it, all the transformer that not only our company makes, but all the other transformer manufacturers produce, are unique.
Right.
There's no such thing as standard design.
Yeah, but-
So every single one is depending on specific that application. And we have, I don't know if you know this or not, we have more than 3,000 utilities in the United States. And every utility have their own unique specification requirement. So every opportunity you work on starts with design. Even at the time of quote, it's not a simple quote. It takes us 2-3 weeks to actually put together a quote. And we are actually designing 50% of the transformer at the time of quote. So only way for you to basically deliver, provide the shortest lead time, you gotta have enough design in your reference to start. So because we've been in business, we've been designing and manufacturing transformer for 53 years, we have over 20,000 what we call reference design, done design.
Right.
Reason why this is critical is because these are the ones that we actually design, produce, test it, commission, and they're right now, they're working, energized, and they're working without an issue. So these are proven design. This is something we can rely on. And based upon that 20,000 design library, we can take on any unique application, unique design, and we can start with that design to fine tune and come up with basically truly one of its kind design. And that helps us drive the lead time down. And as you can see here, shortest lead time, this is a bold statement. I can't think of any other.
You think this is the boldest statement? Okay.
Because it's right now we're making a statement into the market saying, hey, we have the shortest lead time. Okay, so here you can see pan mount transformer. Right now, we're still can actually literally take a brand new order and produce within 35-40 weeks, whereas some of our competitors 2 years out.
Yeah,
Right, and you can go through this comparison here. What's allowing any manufacturer to provide short lead time? You got to have a couple of things. One, you got to have manufacturing capacity. Number one, which we talked about earlier, we have the largest production capacity, right? Through 6 plants. Second, you got to have the design. Okay, your reference design and engineering capability. You have to have right now we have 800 engineers within our company.
Wow.
Out of the 6,500 employee, 800 are degree engineer who's been designing transformer for 10 plus years. Okay. And then third thing we got to have is you got to have labor. We have enough labor to cover all 6 plants, and these are experienced labor people. And then lastly, we need to have supply chain material. So right now we at each of the plant, we have strategically storing various long lead critical items at all of the plants. So this is something only if you cover all 4 of them, you can claim you can have the shortest lead time. So we're constantly having a balancing act of, hey, what are the opportunities coming in? Okay, how much is each plant loaded? Is this the right opportunity you want to go after? Because we want to maintain. We don't want to just fill factory with order after order after order, because we want to maintain shortest lead time, which is critical for many customers out there.
You know, there's a movement right now. APC Media is part of an organization called ESAR, the Electrical Safety and Reliability Association. It's a not-for-profit, and the mantra that we have is safety and reliability by design.
Right.
And that's part of what you're talking about. If you have a template, but you can't just produce the template because every one of them is made by hand, right?
Absolutely.
It's a unique, it may be the footprint that you have the template, but it is excellent because if you do the design correctly, you're going to make the facility safer and more reliable. Well done. All right, you've made 2 bold statements. Are there any other bold statements that you've got?
I guess just wanted to kind of provide a little more information on design itself.
Okay.
We claim ourselves. Somebody asked, "Who are you? What does this company do?" Okay. Instead of saying we're a transformer manufacturer, we like to describe ourselves. We're an engineering company that design and produce transformers.
Ooh, I like that.
Right?
Yeah.
Because just like you said, everything starts with design. If design is flawed, there's nothing you can do. You could have a perfect production. You can have all the process could be wonderful, but design has to be robust. And what we typically pride ourselves to doing, which drives a lot of our competitor nuts here, is we're saying if you design properly from the beginning and for the application, and then you produce flawlessly, and then you install flawlessly, and then as long as the you're not misusing the transformer. Transformer should last 60 years. Why is this a bold statement? It's because we belong to IEEE standards. Everything we do is based upon standard, C57. And then our standard says, loading guide said, basically stating, if transformer survive 20.5 years, you've done a good job. And we're saying, no, that's not enough.
Yeah.
It should last 60 years. And that's truly a bold statement we're making. And then we want to live up to that promise.
And the fact that you've been here a long time indicates you'll probably still be here a long time when those transformers need to be changed.
Absolutely.
One more thing, talk about the range of transformers. I know you've got it here in the IEEE show.
Sure.
So Spencer, Joshua has explained some things about you all are the largest in the United States, the footprint. He's also talked about the lead times. Another bold statement, you have the widest product range. So talk a little bit about that. You're the Executive Vice President or Senior Vice President of Utility Sales and
Project Management.
Project Management.
Yeah, it all comes through me at some point in the business, no matter what we say. But yeah, no, we do have the widest product range in the industry. We can build a transformer anywhere from 500 kVA, 4160, all the way up to our largest units are 400 MVA, 500 kV.
Okay.
So we can build you anything for almost any application you need. We've got plants that will support pretty much every production, from dry type transformers, pad mount transformers, large power distribution transformers, auto transformers, almost virtually any application you can name in the power business, we can support your needs. So those are spread across several of our plants that Joshua already mentioned.
Yeah.
We've got the capability at several plants to have a little overlap. That overlap really allows us the flexibility to provide customers with the lead times they need in today's environment. So
you've got Chihuahua here and Chihuahua there.
Yeah, we have two separate plants in Chihuahua. So it's a really unique situation. Those plants they provide a wide variety of product applications, all the way from pad mount transformers up to medium power at kind of a 100 MVA. So a very diverse product mix coming out of Chihuahua. That plant is a couple hour drive from the border in the U.S., so it gives us a lot of flexibility to meet customer needs.
As I understand it, when Chihuahua was open, I was talking to Prabat about that. It was sold out the day you opened it. The demand was that high, and that's kind of a nice place to be.
It is. I can't give away too much of anything, but we continuously look to expand our footprint. The market supports a lot of additional capacity today, so we're actively looking at what we can do at every one of our facilities to increase production to meet customer needs.
Joshua was talking about the design part of what you do, and I love the great marketing thing. You're an engineering company, and that you design and produce transformers. Just because of this range, is it almost the larger units have to have? You've got a footprint for design, but they have to have some specificity. So your customers have to say, yeah, that's great. You've got a template, but we need all of that. How do you do that? How do you make this range and do that?
So Virginia Transformer is very unique, like you said. We're an engineering company that happens to produce transformers. We've got about 700 engineers on staff at Virginia Transformer. So if there's a technical challenge, a technical need that our customer needs, we're going to be able to solve that with our internal team. Yeah. And every one of our factories has a dedicated engineering team that supports that factory, and we've got 20,000 plus designs that have been developed over the history of the business. So if it's been a transformer, we've probably got some kind of experience with it, and we're happy to go meet any challenge the customer has.
Yeah. So there are people that say, oh, we are engineers, but we have 2 engineers, right? 700 engineers, that's a major commitment to the design phase.
It's a big commitment. Mr. Jane is a mechanical engineer himself.
Yeah.
But it's functionally, we're an engineering company that builds power transformers.
I'm a mechanical engineer, and that's why Prabat and I get along so well.
I am as well.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit of a fish out of water in a company full of electrical engineers. So.
All right. Yeah, well, you know what W's call mechanical engineers? Boss man. Spencer.
Great talk. Thank you.
Appreciate it. So, Joshua, we've made some bold statements, and this is probably the boldest. Talk a little bit about Georgia Transformer and what's going on there.
Absolutely. So, we decided probably, we have lots of videos, a lot of display, everything else, to kind of demonstrate what it is that we make. But we felt it's probably best if we actually bring the actual unit, right, to actually tell people that's what the final product looked like. Okay, so what you're seeing here is a what we consider as a small power transformer. We talked a little bit about different range of transformer. So this is basically this was produced by our Roanoke, Virginia plant. That's why it says made in USA. Okay. So this is this particular unit is we have what they call base rating of 15 MVA.
Okay.
With the fan kicking in, it can go up to about 25 MVA. So this is this is a very typical design.
Right.
A utility, U.S. utility would order. Right? So this is like a backbone of a lot of our U.S. infrastructure is in this range, 10 to about 30 MVA transformer.
Transmission?
No, this is distribution.
Distribution.
Yeah. So this is basically 20 kV. So from a voltage perspective, it's considered distribution. Transmission starts with 138 and above, right? So this particular case, although it looks big, again, from an overall scope perspective, this is considered small power, and then it has a lot of different features. So from a voltage coming in on the primary side, you can actually change depending on the level. You can actually regulate. You can actually regulate the voltage by what they call de-energized tap changer over there. So you can actually have gives you a little bit of a variation if necessary. All of a sudden, voltage dip. Okay, you don't want to cause a disruption, and you can actually de-energize this and take a change the tap and make the adjustment physical. And then the other side, we have this box here. Okay, on the low voltage side, same thing. Okay, and you can also, depending on, and this one is automatic. So what they call is automatic low tap changer. So depending on the fluctuation of the voltage, this would automatically make the adjustments. So that one is more of a manual. This, and then you box right here, you see kind of unique box you see here. Is a lot of cases, these transformers are so big, okay, it is not possible for us to ship it fully assembled like this. And during what they call factory acceptance test, we have to simulate, test it under exact same condition as if in the field. So we assemble all the bushings, it's called radiators, everything, all the accessory, and fill it with oil. Okay, so anywhere from 5,000, 10,000 gallons of oil typically goes in there. And then we test it. But after that, we can't even lift it and then put it on a truck because while traveling, it's going to hit every bridges. Right. So from that perspective, we have to drain the oil, okay, remove the bushings, remove the radiator, all the accessory, and then we got to wrap it. And then what happened is in order for us to ship, we have to fill, because right now, the inside the tank will be exposed, right? So instead of oil, so we fill it with the nitrogen. So nitrogen is one of those inert gas. It doesn't interact with anything. So there's a big nitrogen bottle sits here and automatically control how much nitrogen goes in and out to maintain certain pressure. So that's how you ship the unit. Once you get to the site, and then you assemble everything, fill it with oil. So this kind of demonstrate our capability, what the final product look like. And then depending on the size, this is like I said, 25 MVA. It produce up to 500 MVA transformer. So at a bigger plant, other plants such as Rincon that you've been to, these units are so big, 3-story high. Obviously, you cannot transport those through highway. Right. It causes a lot of issues. So we need to transport those through railroad. So actual rail actually come into the plant. So we can actually use our crane to load everything. So again, depending on the size, even the transporting unit, okay, we need to get a special permit. So that permitting process, sometimes we require police escort. So people don't realize how complex even produce and ship a transformer from one location to another.
And you got this from Rincon to Chicago. That probably cost a pretty penny.
Actually, this one is from Roanoke, Virginia.
From Roanoke.
Yeah, although this is empty, just giving you an idea. There's nothing inside, but this itself is 60,000 pounds. So
does it have the nitrogen blanket?
No, it doesn't have it, but it's just a demonstration of what it looked like from outside. But even the empty shell like this is weighing 60,000 pounds. Gives you an idea of what the total weight will be by the time you fill it with oil, active part, coursing, everything inside.
It says on that up at the top there, Georgia Transformer.
Let's go.
Talk a little bit about what happened. You said you've been to the Rincon plant. Talk a little bit about that. What happened a couple of weeks ago?
So 2 weeks ago, we actually had a very significant event at Georgia plant, Rincon plant. again, like I said, that's our flagship plant that produces what we call large part transformer.
Right.
And that's where the biggest demand right now is. It's driven by AI, data center, oil and gas, utility. Everybody wants large part transformer because basically that's what power up in either the campus or the buildings, or entire building. Whereas the other unit like this, these are more downstream.
Right.
So that's where the constraint is. So based upon that demand, the management decided to expand that plant. So we had enough real estate, okay, within our own campus. So what we did is that 2 weeks ago, we had a groundbreaking ceremony, which Alan, you were there as well. So we had a government official, from the Georgia, the governor office representative was there, congressman was there, and then also county representative was there. So it was a very good event, kind of signify, hey, we are investing into not only Savannah, Georgia, but into the U.S. We are from the U.S. Okay, we serve U.S. market, Canadian market, and then we're here to stay. Not only that, we want to expand. With that plant's going to now employ 600 more employees from the region, that county. And then we also have right now actively engaged in, actually there will be an announcement pretty soon. And then we are basically there will be an announcement about us opening a brand new factory somewhere in Alabama as well pretty soon. So again, that will double our capacity even more. So even make us even bigger than what we currently have right now.
All right. When you make that announcement and you open it up, since I live in Georgia, I'll come to your Alabama one.
Absolutely.
Even though I think you should build it again in Georgia. But well done. Thank you so much, Joshua. This has been
Thank you for the
enlightening.
opportunity. Great.